Welcome to the shit show.
Tom, it's another week. The All Elite Wrap-Up. It's May 7th, 2026. And 2026 is going to be my year. 2006.
2006 can be my year.
Years ago. 10 years ago, man.
No, it wasn't 2006.
I'm not saying, for anybody.
Okay.
What
Back
was that
then,
guy's
yes,
name?
okay. I don't know. He
guy's
sucked.
Name?
He was
in
NXT.
TNA for a short bit.
Yeah,
he was, I don't know,
he
British
sucked.
or something. And he's yelling, mad, angry. 2006. I mean, my year is 2016.
Yep.
And some fat wrestling fan from the crowd, and I mean that with all endearing, with all respect that I can, but like the cliche wrestling fan from the crowd goes, 2006? The best. It might be the best thing TNA ever produced, Tom. Tom!
Yes.
How's Tom?
Good. I'm just hanging out. I've got my Outrunners that just came in. Check them out. Huh? What's up? And so, yeah.
You fondle in the Outrunners all day, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Manipulating them and...
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I do.
I would too. This is great for the audio listeners. By the way, we do this as a live stream video show. You could be watching this if you're listening back and you're only hearing the audio. You could be watching this. Go to allelitewrapup.com. It'll ask you if you want to subscribe. You can or you cannot, but you can go to the thing there. It's free. We're not selling your data. That's when you'll know when we're going live, right? We'll send you an email every week saying, hey, we're going live tonight. You can watch us. You can chat along like Liverpool Chat is right now saying, hi, guys. Hope you are well. I'm well. Tom's well with his new figures.
I also got Dalton Castle, Dalton Castle in this bitch.
Yeah, you got the cock runners.
Mm-hmm. The cock runners in this bitch. What's up? Yeah. So things are going well with me. Starting, doing my job now, so that's fun. Got that new job. It's paying the bills. What about you? What's going on with you?
Got the old job. It's paying the bills, man. Doing that. Son's coming up for the Mother's Day, right? From the for school, right? So we're gonna go to a KC Current game, right? We haven't been to that new women's first purpose-built arena for women's sports in North America, if I recall.
Yes.
Right here in Kansas City. Going to go check that out.
Yeah, thanks to good old Patrick and Brittany Mahomes. They're the ones behind that. So
right off the river. Smells great. From what
I've went to one game and it smelled horrible the entire time, but I've never heard anyone else say that same thing. So it has to be that one game. So the thing that you have to report back is, do you also smell that?
Yeah. What I remember from the drawings that they did beforehand, it was going to be a very beautiful place. I haven't been in, so I haven't seen it, but I'll tell you, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it smells.
Yeah, that's great.
We'll see if we can smell what the Rock is cooking.
The venue is amazing. Yeah, the venue is really, really cool. The other thing that I want to see, though, which I haven't seen that's new, is the Morton Salt Amphitheater. Have you seen that?
No, but I think I'm going to that for something. I'm trying to remember. I bought some tickets for something recently my wife did, and that might we were like, what is that? I've never heard of that. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, I have heard about this. Yeah, it's newly built down there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go. There's a show. The headliner is Pitbull. Meh. But the opener is Little
Friend
John.
of the show. Pitbull.
Yeah. Episode 305, if you didn't know that. Yeah. Dale. But Little John is the opener, and I love Little John. If there's one artist that speaks to my soul, it is Little John.
My wife brought up, she said, are we going to the tacos and tequila? So, I mean...
Yeah, the lineup's fine, though, right? This year?
It's not terrible. It's not the worst.
It's not terrible, but yeah, of course. I mean, I'm always down for tacos and tequila. Yeah, let's see who
I thought you guys would have already. I thought it was a yearly thing for you all.
Well, yeah, it typically is with my wife and her friends, but she even said this yesterday. She's like, no one's really taking the initiative to, like, talk about it. And so...
I'll say last year we all felt a little underwhelmed because it was supposed to be Bone Thugs, if I remember correctly, right? And then they canceled late.
And Trick Daddy.
And then they were like, oh, we'll put Nelly in place. And he showed up drunk and, I don't know, held them up for more money or something. Started like
Well,
2 hours
played-
late
and played country music. He was playing all this country songs. I was like, that is
he
not
thought
what
he was
you
in
do.
Kansas. You know what I mean? He was like,
Yeah, but he's also playing Trump events, so that just could be who he is now. So, but this year's lineup: headliner 3-6 Mafia,
yeah,
co-headliner Busta Rhymes, then 112, Bow Wow, Soulja Boy, Brian McKnight, All for One, Frankie J, and then the local guy. I mean, that's pretty good. Who do you want to see the most out of that?
if you want to dance until your hip hurts and be in bed by fucking 11, man, this is the best concert around.
It is great. Which one do you want to see the most out of that lineup that I just announced?
3-6 sounds great, right? But I worry that like 3-6 can't bring the 3-6 like the 3-6 used to, right? Busta could be great.
Oh, he's on that fun juice too, so he's got the stamina. He's got muscles on top of muscles right now.
Yeah, exactly right.
So he'd be
he's
fun.
like big Papa Busta, big Busta Pump.
I bet you Bow Wow will probably be the best. He's young enough
Brian
still.
Brian McKnight could probably still hit everything he's doing. He didn't rely on, you know what I mean? Bouncing on the beat.
And oh yeah, man, Brian.
I bet you the ladies will be all up on, you know what I mean, swinging and swaying in the crowd on that one.
I took a test on what level of expert you are in R&B music. It was 10 questions.
Okay, all right.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Easy.
Nice,
and the 10th one was just because I said the name. Like I knew who it was, but I was like if, for example, I don't remember what the answer was, but like say it was Brian McKnight was the answer. I was like, Brian Knight. Like Brian McKnight. I'm like, motherfucker, you know it was. So I should have got 10 points. Out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
right.
let's talk about the real stuff though. Pro wrestling.
We had a big week. Yeah.
3-hour show last night. We get 1 hour of a golf themed pro wrestling event. I still haven't. I don't like golf. I don't know anything about golf. So is it the Masters? Maybe.
I don't know, but it's the fairway to hell.
Fairway to hell, which is fun. And I
but it's weird that this wasn't just Collision instead. They didn't just call it like they got to get in Collision being a B show, no matter what.
But like, yeah. Did you see that they announced like a menu for the night? It's like hors d'oeuvres are gonna be with like chairs and tacks or something like that. And so I like it that I'm always in favor of do more theme things. I like when they do spring break. I like when they do winter is coming. Like make those things more fun.
No, I agree with you.
But I don't know
it'll catch people. It's a good play on words. Everybody's heard the highway to hell forever. So if somebody's scrolling through and see, or they're watching TBS for some other reason for some golf and they see fairway to hell, they're like, what? And you know, if they were a wrestling fan at one point, you might hook them again.
You might hook them again. Speaking of people hooking them, AEW Dynamite and Collision was last night, and we kicked it off with Tony Schiavone. And Tony Schiavone, in a very somber mood, shared some unfortunate news that billionaire mogul Ted Turner has passed away at the age of 87. Before we get into Sting coming out and all of that stuff, your thoughts, your comments, Ted Turner.
So this is how I found out Ted Turner passed. Was seeing this right on the AEW television. I was like, oh shit. And I guess it tracks that, look, we're on the network, right? And, some of these folks involved were there and may have known Ted personally. Yeah. And so that's fine. And that they were going to do this is fine. And they brought out Sting to make it not as, like, boring as we can be, right? Like, let's bring out Sting. I'm sure they flew him in to do this. But, like, as far as, like, about Ted Turner, man, like, I don't know much. I know, like, he went to toe-to-toe with Vince, but I also know, like, he's not much better of a guy in the end. And he's a problematic guy in his own right.
I don't think so. So
I don't think he's a molester, you know what I mean, like sex offender like Vince.
He is nowhere near the level of Vince McMahon or Elon and all those other fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he went to the island, right? Like he's not that.
Right. Exactly.
But I think he's fascinating. His life is incredible. So I don't know
much about it, to be honest.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I know a lot about Ted Turner. I think his life is just wildly fascinating. Like there should be a book about it. So his father was in the billboard business, right? like you drive on the highway
Sell you a
billboard.
billboard, right?
Right. And so that was their family business. And then he took it over because his dad killed himself, which is pretty jarring. Right. And so now it's your shit, and, again, I won't get into all the details, but it's so fascinating. Like the fingerprints he has on today's media, because he's created CNN, which is the 24-hour news channel, which I think is the worst thing ever created. I think in the initial infancy of what he created, it made sense, because what he used to say is, hey, I work long hours, and then when I get home, because my head is straight into my work, I want to know what the news is. I turn on the TV, there's nothing there. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. But then it became pundits and Fox News, and so it spiraled out of control, kind of like the internet, right? The internet started off like share information, and now we got Alex Jones being a climate change denier or whatever, right? But then I think it was amazing what he did. So obviously he bought Jim Crockett Promotions, turned that into WCW. Then he created the Superstation. Like me as a kid from Kansas City, because of Ted Turner, I became an Atlanta Braves fan, an Atlanta Hawks fan. I liked those teams because they were always on my TV.
I never would have seen WCW or those early, I wouldn't have seen that stuff on my TV in Manhattan, Kansas, if it wasn't for this TBS.
Yeah, and then the other things, he was the co-creator of Captain Planet. I don't think people realize that. That fucking ruled. He created the Goodwill games. He was one of and I think they even mentioned it in the package that they did. He was one, not the key, but he was, he moved the door open for relationships between Russia and America because of his Goodwill games that he had created. So he did some cool shit. He also said some wild shit, some of which aged pretty well. Go back and read those comments. They're controversial, but it's, Israel shouldn't be given this much money. Huh? Now that doesn't look so bad, does it? That's all I'm saying. But I think
get this show shut down for saying that, but whatever.
Good. Fuck them then, I told you, I want to make the news dying somehow. So if that's how it happens.
Whoops.
Fuck all of them too. Yeah. We gotta have a YG say fuck Netanyahu next.
Liverpool chat says, R.I.P. Ted Turner, the only man Vince was scared of, nearly put the Fed out of business. And then Kevin, who I think is new, says nobody knows. People have some dark secrets. And then he says, bye Trae Young.
Yeah, they got rid of Trae Young. Well, peace, man. So I lived in Atlanta too, so that's maybe also why I knew so much about Ted Turner. I took the tour of CNN and all that.
Sure, right.
Stuff.
Ted Turnerville down there.
I mean, yeah, Ted Turner that's his city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he's wildly fascinating. I think, I will say this last thing I'll say about Ted Turner, then we'll get into the show. I also think he's the only billionaire who made decisions that I understood. Where if I had $1 billion, I'd buy a baseball team. I'd buy a basketball team. You know what I mean? I wouldn't try to figure out ways to take water out of the state of Utah just so that I could have it for my AI machines, right? He was the only one where I thought I would do those things. I would create a cartoon called Captain Planet. You know what I mean?
Why not?
And he also created. Well, I would say he also created Cartoon Network. You got all of that stuff. So very innovative.
He did a lot, man. And they, and so that was nice, right? I get why they did all that. It was odd. I'll say I don't say it's odd. It's not how I think you write up. Hey, we're gonna open our show. You know what I mean? Get everybody excited, and then with a in memoriam, right? But that's what you do. You do these things. This was a little longer than just it wasn't a flash of a screen and remember Ted Turner and silence and then move on. So they took some time here to I think that's why they brought in Sting, right? I think it was hey, it's Sting, guys.
Well, because he actually knew Ted Turner, right? He even talked about
how Ted
would talk to him.
Of course, right.
But I would say it was a little bit longer, and it kind of was disjointed in the sense that Ted Turner didn't own AEW, right? Ted Turner's fingerprints aren't on AEW. Now, again, it's on his station, but so it was a little bit longer.
It feels like it's a revival in some ways, if I can, but it's not.
Yeah.
Theo also says, R.I.P. Ted Turner. Without Ted Turner, I would have never experienced WCW's RoboCop saving Sting or the epic debut of the Kiss Demon. I mean, yeah, look, you know, all these great things. All these great things you would have missed out on.
Some of the best moments in television.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ted Turner's money.
Right there.
Yeah.
Theo also says, before we, and you can finish up your thoughts on Ted Turner, before we move on, he says, is the New Day going to AEW? I guess we should.
Yeah.
It feels weird. We're not, we don't really address the other show much, right? And we try to stay with what we see on TV, right? We like to say, like, we don't know whose contracts are going where, we don't know whatever, but like, if the New Day wants to wrestle still, these two guys, isn't AEW the only spot to go? Because, like, if you're mad at WWE for whatever they supposedly did here, like, you're not going to TNA, right? So, like.
And I would see this as a huge net positive for AEW, because just think of the connections that Xavier Woods or Austin Creed, whatever he was going to go by, has in the video game industry, right? Like that first video game was really fun for 10 plays. And then after you played with every character once, then you didn't play the game again, right? Xavier Woods, or whatever we're going to say, he is going to, I hope, advance the business of AEW. So I'm very excited about that. And then again, we can get the dream matches, air quotes, dream matches of New Day versus the Young Bucks, New Day versus Edge and Christian. You know what I mean? Like, or Cope and Christian. You know what I mean? Like,
Conagher, I think if I'm saying that right, I don't know, it says TNA can only offer $200K, which, and that might even be over the entire contract. Kevin says AW too bloated, stop bringing talent. So, I think we've said this. You said this even personally to me, like, there are very few who you would have said, like, yeah, let's bring them over. These two guys, I think, fit. And I think we do have too many folks in AEW. I agree with you, but I think we could have more of the B shows and do more there and build out more stories there for those folks.
And there's Ring of Honor, right? Like, I think there's a reason why Ring of Honor's around. Right. The thing that I would say is...
Ooh, and Liverpool Chat says, I would love to have Kairi Sane. She's also out there floating around.
I don't. No thanks.
Okay. Didn't we do a pirate thing a long time ago?
Yeah. No thanks. She can stay wherever she wants to go. Same with Aleister Black. Don't bring him back. I don't want him. Zelina Vega, bye. Go over to Japan or wherever. Don't
None
come
of those
here.
Wyatt Six folks.
No. I would say
maybe Bo Dallas.
No. I was gonna say maybe because of the connection. I was gonna say Eric Rowan. Because remember, he was there on the tribute show when Brody Lee passed away. He has had a very he just takes up space. You know what I mean? This is what I would say about the bloated roster. I think there needs to be a soft touch of a sink or swim with this roster. I'm only bringing up this person because when I think bloated roster out, unfortunately, I think of this person, but I don't mean anything like negative towards her. But like Julia Hart, you need to bring something. You can't be on this television for this long, giving high school mean girl eyes. Like, sink or swim, you know what I mean? Anna Jay. I think Anna Jay is fun. I think Anna Jay is cool, but like, sink or swim. Ty Mello, sink or swim. And I'm bringing up the women's division. There's plenty of the men, right? You got Brian Keith, who we saw. We got Big Bill. Like, there's some other people that's like...
Kevin says AEW needs a brand split, but I think kind of what you're saying, we have it. ROH.
Yeah. ROH.
Yeah.
I also think, and this is me being selfish, 100% selfish, so just take this with a grain of salt, but like, ROH should be minor league, which means Eddie Kingston needs to get out of ROH. What are we doing with tag matches?
Liverpool
on
also
ROH?
says, can we get Tama Tonga and use him for Gorillas of Destiny again?
No. See,
yeah,
I
agree. I think Kofi and Xavier could, with given creativity to really be who and what they want to be, could make some really good stuff on AEW. And I wouldn't mind seeing them in some of these matches, and it would be fresh. We talked about this. There's a little bit of a lack of high-end, big-name talent right now that, like, we can't just be reshuffling that we haven't already done. And these two guys are instant main eventers if you want them to be.
Yeah, and, again, talking about sink or swim, if I had to make decisions, and I'm not trying to fire anyone, so also take that with what I'm about to
Right.
say. But wouldn't you rather have Kofi and Xavier than Shelton and Bobby?
I mean,
Like they're kind of
Yeah.
boring, and apparently we'll talk about it here in a moment. But they can only feud with the demand. So like, get Xavier and Kofi in there. They're entertaining. Obviously, they can be wildly great on the microphone or in a match. And again, to me, and I don't work there, so I don't really give a shit if they make $1 or not. But like, they have connections that can grow AEW into places that we haven't seen AEW go before. So that's the other reason why.
Yeah. ROH should be developmental talent, says Kevin, which is kind of, I think, what you were saying, right? So you still have some folks in there, right, that are like higher, mid card or upper mid cards or retire or older veterans on the last loop. Conor Gerrigan, man, hope I'm saying that right. Says Tay Mello, Anna Jay, Sammy, Dark Order, Jack Perry all need to be fired. You think Jack Perry is a sink or swim? I think, man, like the crowd seems to love him still.
Yeah, crowd loves him. And I think he is catching on, not like Lex Luger, but I think he's catching on with this bus tour thing.
I like the guy. Like when I see him, I'm like, that guy looks like a swell guy. But like, I'm going to need something, right? Like this feels like we were getting something with the scapegoat. And I feel like it got cut short and we're not getting it again.
I think we need to go back to that. And if honestly, and again, we're just hypothetical.
But all the rest he said I'm fine with. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I miss the Dark Order's antics sometimes, but like that could be on ROH.
That's what I'm saying. Keep them on ROH. They'd be great on ROH. I mean, they are great on ROH. But if we're going back to Jack Perry, if I'm being honest, and again, I don't want anyone to get fired. I want everyone to be happy and then them to entertain me because I don't know these individuals and fine, right?
Live your dreams.
But if we were to look at that tag team and go, someone has to go, I might say the Dinosaur, like,
what
he's kind of one note.
Like, I know it.
And so, but again, I want everyone to be happy, be fine, just entertain me, right?
I would seriously maybe at least sit down with the Dinosaur and be like, what else do we got, man? Even the Undertaker rode a motorcycle for a while. Like, what else do we got, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's okay. Even the Undertaker rode a motorcycle.
You know what I mean? Like, he took a break for a second. You know what I mean?
All right, here we go. So let's keep it
going.
Hold
on. Kevin says, I'll be honest, AEW product needs interesting storylines to draw fans to the arena. I think we've got a couple that are going. I think where AEW doesn't, I think what AEW does a good job of is subtle storytelling. They don't hit you over the head with, this is the plot, right? And so I think it's one of those where, like, you really got to, like you're saying, to draw fans to the arena. I don't know, man, arenas, you don't get the storyline experience in the arena as much. That's where I've said, like, if I'm watching for the storyline, sometimes I'm going to watch that thing on TV or the thing. Like, if I'm going to the arena, that's more for me to be a jackass in the crowd, yell and scream, and it's about kind of those matches. Remember when I say moves don't matter? Like, they do it for the live crowd, right? Like, that's more... Right, all those antics are more what you're experiencing in the arena, right? I think ratings is more based on, like, is this a compelling story that I have to tune into next week?
And the ratings, I think, are fine. Here's my biggest gripe, if we're going to just start airing grievances. My biggest gripe with AEW is not storytelling. It's not the bloated roster. It's local advertising. They've been here 6 or 7 times, and I have friends who are casual wrestling fans, and when I say I'm going to AEW, they are aware of AEW, but did not know that they are coming to our town that night. Like, that's the problem. If you want to get people
you
there,
need to hit the radio, you need to get the billboards, you need to get on the TV spots. You need to let
people know that you're coming. Like,
you'd be on 38th spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about it. Last night, I even said this on our Blue Sky account. I'm going to mention the people that were in just the first hour of the fucking show, and it's an all-star team. It's an all-star team. So let's talk about it. So, as we already mentioned, Tony Schiavone, Sting. Put that in your back pocket. That's who the crowd got to see right there. You know?
I love those two.
Yeah.
If you tell me Tony Schiavone and Sting are at this event, I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there. Yeah. I'll do a meet and greet a million times in a row. Okay. So then we do that. 10 bell salute. Ted Turner, RIP. We get into some in-ring action.
And then Ted Turner died. And then
But then we get into some in-ring action, and it's the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match. It's your champion. Put this in your back pocket. Jon Moxley, the fucking king of this shit, taking on, and I'll give you this, he wore fun pants, Juice Robinson. He's listening a little bit.
So I like how they explained all of this. We also got Renee in the crowd. I like how they do that setup, right? And they brought up like, this is a battle. It's been going forever. And that's fine. I like how they hit all that. It is, I'm glad they hit it, but I wish like we would have got there before, right? Before just today, because as you said, the last couple of weeks, Juice Robinson has been create a character default. You know what I mean? Like he's just been hanging around.
Yep.
And now I'm like, it was believable, and I know the story that they told is true, but like I'm just supposed to believe that creative character default guy is suddenly like a challenge for Jon Moxley.
Right. No, he's not. Because Jon Moxley takes care of him. I will say early on,
it was a man. He gave him some what for there. Yeah.
Well, early on, it felt like there was a handshake deal of we're going to punch each other really hard right in the face, like legitimately. Listen, and Moxley get a.
We got to keep pushing the envelope if we're going to make this a long running rivalry. You got to make it look real.
Yeah, but we'll see. So anyhow, Moxley wins with the Bulldog choke, and then we get into interesting storytelling. This is, I think, the most interesting story in all of pro wrestling. And then you would say, Thomas, what about the thing in WWE? I don't fucking watch that.
What thing in WWE?
Yeah. Oh, is it Cody and is he mad? Oh, was it Danhausen doing the same thing he does at indie
today,
shows?
Somebody resharing when Cody like threw the belt into the crowd and they threw it back at him and they all started cheering.
With your ugly ass blonde hair. Anyhow, we get the most interesting story in pro wrestling. We get a video shot earlier in the day of Will Ospreay training with the Death Riders. Now, they're doing some type of thing where Ospreay's on all fours and Yuta's doing a sit-up, but like maybe it wasn't I didn't understand. But like that's fine. If the guy can do a sit-up, why would I be in pain? Like that seems like I would gladly do that. Like it's a sit-up. Fucking do a sit-up, asshole. Like Or
well, that's the thing is they kept pushing down, which I get like that can if you had an injured neck. Sorry, I'm not may not speaking the microphone, but like if you're pushing down and you have an injured, like I could see where that would cause some strain.
But like, what I'm saying is, was the drill Yuta just lays back and Ospreay's supposed to push him up? Because like,
no, I think it's just repeated fucking pushing on your sore neck, toughen it up.
Yeah, okay. That was a stupid drill.
Well, I think it fits more when we get what Moxley says afterwards, right? Like I got it because he starts getting into like, if your neck goes bad, it's fucked for you. It's over.
Yeah, so we're gonna
fix hi, Tim and Tom.
Hello, Sarah. But we're gonna fix his neck, Will Ospreay, and we're gonna fix his mind.
And his mind. Well, the mind bone is connected to the neck bone, Tom. Right?
And the neck bone is connected to the elbow.
Eventually, all the roads lead to Rome.
Yep. Penis. Okay.
Get off that horse. You got,
Yeah. All right, we're gonna put a pin in that. So we got this. Is Ospreay a Death Rider? Let's put a pin in it because we're gonna get back on track with something else, and we'll come back to it. So we get back into
that
the
Moxley
ring.
speech though. That was good.
Right.
The Moxley thing.
Moxley's awesome. Man. Moxley fucking rules.
So we can paint him in these times when like he can't be around the world title picture because he just was or whatever as the like somebody's like, I'm not hacking it. I got to toughen it up. I know what I got to do. Go train with Moxley and his not SA fan guys.
Or do you? And again, we'll get back to it because there was another group who said maybe that way isn't the best way. But I will say this real quick about Jon Moxley before we move on. If that motherfucker could do a shooting star press, he would be everyone's favorite pro wrestler. Just because he doesn't get on the top rope and fucking grab his taint and do a backflip. People are like, he's an okay wrestler. Fuck off. He is amazing. He's fucking he's really amazing. Good. Like, the fucking best, man.
Because he doesn't have a super kick in him. He's
he doesn't
slap the leg.
Yeah, you don't slap the leg. God damn it, Moxley. You would be the champion. Oh, wait. All right. So we get back into the in-ring action, and we have a double Jeopardy match, Tim.
Yeah.
So
this is an interesting
I like this.
Stipulations.
So it's Orange Cassidy versus Dax Harwood. If Orange Cassidy wins, I don't know if they clarified it, but they said the conglomeration gets a tag team championship match against FTR.
Correct.
If Dax wins, I guess it's the Dogs and Tommaso Ciampa get a title match against the conglomeration's trios championships.
Something like that, right? Yeah.
Something like that. But again, speaking of star power, so we had FTR, Orange Cassidy, the conglomeration, the Dogs, Tommaso Ciampa, Edge and, or I keep saying Edge and Christian, but Cope and Christian, all just standing around. It was like a level. They even said it was, Stokely Hathaway, the biggest star of all of them, just standing around, kind of like ready to pop off.
Like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Well, I liked how Glock FTR was like playing the title like Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, that was good
FT
too.
Revolver.
I like that. Yeah, FT. Yeah, that's his name. That's good. So I thought, because we have, again.
Oh, yep. Tom's got a refuel. That's all it is. Running out of gas.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I thought because we have this match at the pay-per-view with Cage and Copeland versus FTR, that obviously Dax would win this, and then we would get the Dogs and Tommaso Ciampa versus the conglomeration. Fucking psych! Orange Cassidy beats Dax Harwood. What do you think?
Keep in the back of your mind that we keep doing things that are unexpected, right? We keep having outcomes that we don't think are going to happen because they just like, we're not going to do that, right?
Well, tell me about it. I got that fucking shirt.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Oh, yes. When is our next picks? I can't wait to see you wearing the Jeff Jarrett shirt because you love Jeff Jarrett. All right, Tom. But yeah, so we're going to get the conglomeration. Did we say whom? I'm guessing Orange Cassidy is one of those.
I think it's Orange. I think it's Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. That's our trios champs.
Well, no, but somebody gets a tag team title shot now, right?
I would think
Orange and Roddy.
I would think it'd be Roddy and Kyle because they are a tag team, right? Red Dragon. Remember them?
That's true. Yeah, get Red Dragon up in there. Theo says, I would love if Jon Mox would randomly pull planted fans into the ring and Shooting Star press them into the ring, then give a promo on why it's a bad idea to drive backwards in oncoming traffic. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you can ask him next time you see him. You can meet and greet and run this by him.
He is intimidating. Remember when we met?
So yeah. And he's
Dean
even
Ambrose?
bigger now.
Yeah, he's really big now.
Shit. Yeah, and he's spent the last, however long that's been, 15 years, just wrestle fucking people across the fucking nation, the planet even.
Yeah. Okay, so
all creative goes through Team Axe, says Theo. I mean
that should be
available.
Yeah, I am always available. I'm like lunch meat. Orange Cassidy gets the victory, so we'll see what happens with FTR, but I would imagine they're going to do this before the pay-per-view. So I think this is just a way to get FTR some in-ring action before the pay-per-view. That's my guess.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
So. Get some more heel heat out there. Get Edge and Christian to come out there, or Cope and Christian to come out there and fuck with them, and
Yeah. Then we get...
By the way, Christian Cage still... the best.
The disdain on his face, having to help. He was so mad that he was like, I guess I'll help, you fucking losers.
Too. Everybody else is out there. This is a good way to get a lumberjack style thing, like you're saying, to get star power on the screen. But he's just out there the whole time, just crossing like, this is fucking South Carolina.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, remember, we are in South Carolina because in the next segment, someone forgets that. So we go backstage. We're talking.
Was this?
I don't know.
Supposed to? I don't.
Yeah, we'll see. But we go backstage and we're talking to Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho's like, "I actually want to take this to the people," and the crowd went because this brother. This is if you're listening, I'm sorry, but what I'm doing is shaking my hand goodbye. Chris Jericho, you gotta go, brother.
Yeah, man.
None of this is fun. None of this is fun. I don't know what
this was. And I remember when everybody was like, oh, he's going to WWE. And then like he didn't and came back and was like, oh, Like, I just, if this is what we're getting with Jericho, like, why didn't you just go over there? That's what they do over there, man. Is this?
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I think he's valuable in the sense of he could talk to fill in the name young wrestler and help them with being a heel better. And that's valuable, right?
Switching it up or thinking of a new way to put a twist on something.
But like, he's balding, his chest, pecs are like, he's not visually appealing. And he's done it all. Like, the book is done.
But now he's not even redoing anything. He's running this. He's just turned the learning tree thing kind of into a, like, he's dialed off of it's a learning tree thing, but he's turned it face. Like, it's like what he was trying to do before the learning tree went bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe he thinks, oh, they just didn't like it then. Maybe I just.
So let's talk about it. So he goes to the crowd and then he gets in the ring and he's like, Ricochet, you piece of shit. And Ricochet comes out and he's like, look, I'm tired of this, but I want to beat you. I already took your lion salt. Now it's the Rico salt. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to a stadium stampede match, the match you created. The first one was one of the greatest matches of all time. Again, the first one was one of the greatest of all time. That was 2020. It's 6 years later, Jericho. Fucking stop, brother. Anyhow. And Ricochet's like, guess what? You're not going to find any friends. And he's like, well, maybe I will. And then if not, I'll fight you. They jump him. And then the Hurt Syndicate come out. And so now I guess we're doing Team WWE versus the Demand.
Are they each going to find 2 more members? Like, who? Like he said, you're not going to find any friends. Who are the 2 friends that are going to team up with the Demand here? Like, who we're going to?
Yeah, so it's 5 on 5. Right. So we've got Ricochet and GOA, right? Boom. There's 3. So we need 2 more over here. And then we got Jericho, Bobby, Shelton. Now, is MVP in that or no?
You could, but I think he doesn't because I think this is, you know what I mean? I think he's done.
So we need 2 on each side.
2 tag teams that could jump in on this.
Yes, we definitely could have 2. This stinks because you know what it should be, Tim? We'll jump ahead just a little bit. The stadium, if they're going to do a stadium stampede,
guys are going to join in on either side here.
Oh God, damn it, Tim! You had to fucking say that, motherfucker. That's it. But here's my
rewind. Don't say
yeah. Here's my thought though. If you're gonna do if on the Excel spreadsheet for Tony Khan, right before the main event, it's always the women, but in this one for the pay-per-view, we have Stadium Stampede, then we already have it done. Stadium Stampede, the Ops versus the Death Riders with Will Ospreay on whose side is he gonna pick. That's fucking there. Instead, we're gonna have 60-year-olds with bad hips trying to body slam Ricochet and shit. Like, fuck out of here.
Says the 2 men are going to be the New Day, and they're going to say, oops, we didn't know about the 90 days. Can they?
No.
How soon can they show up? Maybe they work something out in a mutual walk away.
I mean, look, maybe, right? Because, like, Aleister Black, when he surprised us, it was like a week after he got fired. So maybe.
Yeah, everybody's contract is different. You know what I mean? Like, there's a standard clause that they try to put in, but everybody can get things out. And with, you know what, I bet you like a lawyer for like a Kofi or New Day would be like, we don't want that in there. And they're like, well, we're not losing those guys anyway. Fine. And, you know, WWE's like, fine. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then, oops. Like, oh, no, they're
Yep. You know, Liverpool chat in the chat says Jericho's so past it now, he looks like he doesn't even fit anymore. Here's another thing that makes him not look like he fits anymore. He's trying to play up the 80s glam rock. 2/3 of your roster was not alive. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah.
Those shoes and
rock
shit.
Stars aren't even like this anymore, man. Like, modern day rock stars don't do this, man, unless you're playing folks older than us even. Like,
So
Theo says, bring back the King of the Road match. Don't you mean King of the Mountain?
Oh,
Isn't that what you mean? We need the sit in the chair match. They'll use Andrea Lawyer. They got him. Oh yeah, out of that. I think I see what they're saying. Get a lawyer to get him out of the 1 year clause. Yeah. So who knows? I mean, like that could be a play, right? We could get New Day as somebody's one of the two teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, really, again, not knowing anything, but what could easily happen is Ricochet says, "Hey, I took your lion salt and I'm taking your match. Guess what? I'm also taking your friends." And they've got Big Bill and Brian Keith. And then Chris Jericho at the pay-per-view unveils it's the New Day. That could easily happen.
Theo corrected me. No, King of the Road match is Blacktop Bully versus Dustin Rhodes. God, that sounds terrible.
No.
Blacktop Bully.
No. Okay, so that's what we have. We'll see what happens. Next up, we get boobs, Tim. We get boobs because we're backstage and Mina and Harley is just standing there just moping.
It took me a while to realize who it was, by the way. She looked really different with however they had her presented here.
Yeah. She was like,
it took me a second. I was like, who the fuck is this person? I was like, is Victoria wrestling again? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
And she was just like, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And Mina's like, bring the wrath. And she rips her shirt. Boobs are showing.
And I mean, they just like, it was just to do boobs.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Pro wrestling. So then Renee's like, you need to put something on. And so what she puts on is the same fucking thing. When she wrestles, it's the
this
same.
This time it's leather and purple or whatever the fuck.
It's like I never understood.
It's the insinuation, Tom. It's what it implies.
I never understood when people are like, oh, I don't want you to see me in my underwear. And then like they go to the swimming pool. Yeah, it's like, it's the same fucking thing.
Wear my G-string to the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever do that again, Steve. Right.
So anyhow, we get Harley Cameron. She's
tits out.
Raring to go. She's saying, I'm gonna.
What is it? Tits out, chin up, right?
Yeah. Watch for the shoe. And so Mina and Harley, they're ready to go. Then we get back into the ring and we get an AEW International Championship. Remember that belt? It's our champion, Okada. Put that in your back pocket. Another big star taking on Brian Keith. You don't need to worry about him. Okada wears him out like a button, right? And then afterwards says, I'm the champ. Takesh does not, but also I want more. And I'm going for the AEW championship, men's championship. He doesn't say it, but he should have. Men's championship. What do you think about that?
He wants to control the water, as we said last week. The international championship is for the land only. It's the nations, but the world championship, you could defend that on a cruise ship in international waters.
Anyway, that is true.
That is true. Sarah says, I was also expecting a match between the Death Riders and the Ops at Double or Nothing in Stadium Stampede or Anarchy in the Arena. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's what we're getting now. We're going to get Ricochet and some fucks against apparently maybe not the New Day. And Jericho and the WWE homies. But yeah, where were we on this? What were we just
okay, so it was Okada. Okada he's gonna challenge.
Okada wore him out, Darby, but he's gonna challenge for the world title. That's what I'm interested in. I think we're gonna give Darby the win here still. You know what I mean? But Okada, man. Like if you told me Okada won the AEW World Championship, hey, yeah, okay.
No. We'll put a pin in that too, because we'll get to it. But there was some dissension in the Don Callis family, and we'll speak on that. But before we do, let's revisit the earlier topic of Will Ospreay, because we come back to it because we hear from Samoa Joe.
Yeah, man.
And Samoa Joe and the Ops. Samoa Joe is basically saying, hey, Hook lost the match, but he got a title match, and now he's out in Hollywood. He gets opportunities. And then he's like, Shibata, the only place he could be Shibata is with the Ops. And he's like, Anthony Bowens, always overlooked. But guess what? We're getting him fucking,
but
ready to go.
You're hearing me. I gave you an offer and you're not.
Yeah. And then he's even like, Moxley doesn't care about you. We were there for you. He's making some good points.
This is interesting because as of yet still, we haven't seen Ospreay have to face up and answer to any of this to the Ops. They're not in the same room. This is just Samoa Joe calling from afar, hoping, message in a bottle style that Ospreay will listen.
And I will say, following the Will Ospreay character, if you go back to last week, he mentions to Jon Moxley when he walks into the dungeon or wherever the fuck that was, that he's still going to go to Japan because he's, friends with those guys and he needs to be there, right? So if you watched, because I saw a social media clip, the United Empire, or whatever the fuck they won, but then afterwards, that champion, that champion guy was like, hey, hit this fucking guy. And Will Ospreay's like, I don't want to fucking hit him. And so he goes to walk away. And then the champion guy, I can't remember his name. And it's not important. He's not in AEW. But he's like, all right, Death Rider, I guess you can't do it. And it pissed Will Ospreay off. And then he hits the sling blade on him or whatever the fuck he's called it.
Yeah.
And then he just walks out. So now he's getting pissed being called a Death Rider.
Yeah, but the whole thing, too, is the Death Riders would have wanted you to do that, too. They would have wanted you to hit the guy. You know what I mean? They're bad guys also.
But now his friends are like, oh, you're not friends with us anymore. Now you're with these new... You know what it reminds me of? And I always use school as the example because most of us went to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you... It's like, well, some people...
Not all of us completed it, but most of us went.
But do you remember when it was you went from middle school to high school or you moved and went to a different school? But the middle school to high school is me and my friends, we're going to be freshmen next year. But then you get to be a freshman and all of a sudden 2 of them now are hanging out with the football team.
Yeah,
and another one who's doing art with the girls over there. And you're
anymore,
and then you are like, hey man, what the fuck is these people doing?
I got no friends.
Well, but then when you call them out on it, they're like, fuck you, we're still friends. And you're like, well, fuck, are we? Right?
Yeah,
and so Ospreay's in this weird thing where he's meeting new people.
Sounds like you should talk to your therapist about this. It sounds like you have a lot of
I made friends with everyone.
Harbor.
No. I had I
wasn't one of those nerds. I was
no. When I made new friends, my kind of origin friends, the ones I grew up with, they named them TCP for Tom's Church Pals because that's how I knew them, was through church. And oh, TCP. They would name them as they walked by, TCP. And I was like, man, it's fucking, his name's Matt. Leave him alone,
Yeah.
And so, they didn't give a shit. But what was I saying? Oh, Ospreay. He's in this weird thing where the United Empire doesn't like him. The Death Riders haven't really accepted him, right? They haven't gave him a shirt.
Everybody wants him, but
And the ops, and the ops are because the ops make the most sense. Hey, take a step back and take a breath. We were here when they tried to kill you. Remember when they tried to kill you?
Yep.
And
they tried to kill you.
They tried to kill you. And we're here weekly. Your other friends, United Empire, are over there in Japan playing, in the Tokyo Dome.
Yep.
So what the fuck? I think it's very interesting. Again, going back to whoever said that earlier, storytelling. This shit fucking rules, right?
Yeah.
But then we end, going back to Samoa Joe, we end with, I'm going to put out my hand to you one last time, but just know if it's not accepted, I'm going to put out my fist.
Ooh.
Ops versus Death Riders.
Yeah, I think so. And then, what does Will Ospreay do and how and where and when? And
So what do you think? We do Joe, Shibata, Bowens versus Claudio, Moxley, Ospreay. And then we see what Ospreay does afterwards.
Yep. He's out there on the side the whole time, and Joe's over there fuck, man. Fuck, this is what you wanted? That fucking guy? Look at him.
Well, I told you. The idea of
Yuta? Nobody wants to do that.
I tell you what, though, the idea of Samoa Joe and Jon Moxley butting heads forever on what the philosophy of pro wrestling should be moving forward is fascinating to me. That is so fucking cool.
Even though they're not much different, but they just be adamantly against each other.
Yeah. I love that. That's what I want the story to be. I kind of Ospreay is cool, but I'm more interested, and I don't even know what's going to happen.
Moxley's been for a while doing this, we should be this way. I need to toughen you all up. This is, this isn't what it needs to be. And Samoa Joe could be like, who the fuck anointed you the decider of that? Like, who said you are the fucking... I remember when you started training, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna fucking...
Joe is the veteran. Joe is the veteran to Moxley. So, and that's again where it's just, I love that idea of like gang warfare, but like with the elders, and then you like splinter it down, and you got all these fucking Yutas and
who's
Garcias
a Samoa Joe
and
guy?
Shibata.
Who's a Jon Moxley guy? And who's a...
Yeah, I love it. But anyhow, we get back into some in-ring action. We get a tag team match. Oh, Tim, play the sounder. Now, it's not before the main event. Hold on. It is before the main event. So it's right before the main event. We get a tag team match.
It's time for the women.
Yeah.
Hey, so we get Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander taking on Mina and Harley Cameron. And what'd you make of this? Hikaru Shida's not even playing it down anymore, right?
No, she's not even playing it down anymore, but Statlander still is begrudgingly not willing to accept that understanding, even though she knows it. Like, I don't. That's the hole in this for me, is like, knock it off, Statlander. Why are you still doing this? What are you getting out of this? Like, what are you trying to hold together? It's not like she was your lifelong buddy. You wasn't your trainer that we were to understand. Like, none of that. Yeah. None of this.
And they already had a title shot, because that would be the other thing that I could understand Statlander staying around
Thank
for.
you, Tom, for unretiring my girl Shida. Liverpool Chess.
Yeah.
Remember? Because you were like, she's not coming back, guys.
Yeah, well, I thought she was done.
Like the very next week.
Yeah, then the next day. Fuck you. I watched the All Elite Wrap-Up.
Fuck Tom. Just fuck him. I got 6 more years.
But here's the thing with Statlander and Hikaru Shida here is they had the title shot, because I could understand Statlander staying around of like, hey, if we keep winning matches, we could be the tag champs, right? Like, okay.
That's true. If the ends justified the means, but she's also never been that person, right? Like,
right. But they already lost to D&D. Double
she
D.
should just say that. Just say like, hey, look, whatever. You don't like she could just be like, we're winning, right? Just trust me.
We are winning, but what the fuck for? Yeah. That's it. What the fuck for?
Yeah, what the fuck for?
Did we get a bonus tonight because we won our match? That's the other thing I'd like to know.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, but
it'd be great if like we saw people like walking by Tony Khan and being like, "Here, you have to like hand them money."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey,
people that won
the bonus. It was a knockout. It was a submission. So I won another $5,000. Like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Looking Mark Sterling over there handing. Tony Khan can't pay him.
But here's the other part of this match that I thought was kind of like, is earlier, as we were talking about, Mina is getting the wrath out of Harley Cameron. No, not good enough. Just lose. Like,
we just wanted boobs, Tom.
I guess. Okay. I mean, watch porn. Like fucking,
it's boobs.
It's time for the women.
Yeah.
I do know. All right, let's get into some serious mean shit next, Tim. Okay? It's serious mean shit. We hear from Swerve Strickland, and he's talking about power. And he's saying how power controls everything, and real power is who eats and who sleeps, and I'm the most dangerous, and I go after anyone, even the most wanted. And there's no one more dangerous than a guy with power. Fucking turd in a punch bowl. What the fuck was this, man?
I mean, again, you write it out. It sounds like a fine, promo, but I also like, what power are you really achieving here? We haven't been told that either. Like, you're not, you didn't get the power you were after. So that could be a thing. Like, he was after power. He didn't get it. So now he thinks like, I got to get titles and then I'll use that to leverage power. But like, what are you going to do with the power? Why are you seeking the power?
And also
what the end game is here.
Yeah. And also, brother, this sounded like Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff talking. Like, come on. You're the coolest fucking guy in pro wrestling. The promo he did last week was fucking cool because he's like going to Bandito's side of the town and saying, I'm in your place. What the fuck you gonna do about it? And then now it's power. Oh, fucking ugh. And Prince Nana, what the fuck are you doing? Just grinning? Like, be something.
Yeah, I agree with you. This feels wrong vibes.
Yeah, the vibes are off. The vibes are off. And then, speaking about this evolving storyline, Renee catches up with Bandito, and Bandito's like, I'm not hard to find. I don't know why you're going to these pubs and shit.
Never actually met before. I don't know why you're
you can easily just come and see me, right? And then Brody King.
We have a protocol. There's an online portal. You can request a match. Everybody knows this.
Everyone knows.
An employee number.
Yeah, just call Mark Sterling. He'll make it happen.
HR old thing.
But then, as Bandito's like, hey, I'm right here. Like, come find me. Brody King steps in. And he's like, hey, like, we had our match.
My homie. Yeah.
And you can talk about me, but you talk about my friends, I'm going to get you. And then he woofs. Woof.
Yeah, he woofed. I question this because, like, are we going to run that back? Are we going to run back Brody King Swerve? That feels like we shouldn't do that.
Well, it also feels like, shouldn't Swerve have someone to help him? Right? Like, if he's walking in essentially knowing I'm going to beat up Bandito, most likely I'll have to beat up Brody King as well.
Shouldn't somebody be with me?
I mean, I know who I want it to be.
That old guy with the tattooed neck that he brought in that one time.
No, I want him to grab the guy that's in our main event, our TNT champion, the Jet Kevin Knight. I think Kevin Knight and being Swerve's protege would be fucking rad. I think that's rad. But we'll see what happens. For now, we got a really dud promo from the coolest guy in pro wrestling, Swerve Strickland, and then we got Bandito and Brody King. Then, Tim, we get to our main event of Dynamite. Collision is next. Of Dynamite. And it is our AEW Men's World Champion, Darby Allin, defending his championship against the TNT champion, the Jet, Kevin Knight. I'll say this. Earlier in the night, I bypassed it because they didn't really add too much to it. But Kevin Knight and shoeless Mike Bailey, they're talking about how, like, we're going to be fun. Man, there has never been a more
going to be the greatest tag team in the history of the... Yes, you're right.
I haven't seen a promo be so more distinct, different personalities. Like this fucking Dungeons and Dragons guy, and then the other one fucking throwing 50s at the strip club. Like
Gen Z Billy Ray Cyrus over here.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to have him win the... Why are these two a team? Is this like a Make-A-Wish thing for Kevin Knight? Like he's just like, I'll take the guy. He doesn't even have money to buy shoes. I'll take him under my wing. Like, you know what I mean? Like
big brothers, big sisters kind of.
Yeah. It's like a big brother, big sister thing. Exactly. He's like, a little Canadian. He's new to these parts of the world. I'll take him around America. You know, like
everybody. Let's cheer for Speedball, everybody. Give it up
Speedball.
for Speedball. Hi, Speedball.
Right. Actually, hold on. That would be kind of fucking rad if you made Speedball like a cartoon character, like, hey, it's Speedball. And he's like, hey, guys. And he does his kicks and stuff.
You got to get the car sounds. And it's Speedball.
Zoom.
Have the Speedball words fly across the screen.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think that would be great. But hey, in this match, we get a good one. This is a good match. I think the moment of the night
when Holly did the like fucking racing gear shit.
Oh yeah. Spark plug, Bob Holly. Yeah,
that's what we need to do with this. Get them all.
Yeah. Okay, so with this match,
Bob Holly and like his personality now, like imagine how much he hated that.
Yeah. Well, he loves the NASCAR. I do know that. But he remember him at what was that?
That's what I'm saying.
Called
Like
now?
meeting him there, being like, man, him having to do that Spartan Holly is probably the worst thing for him.
But do you remember meeting him at the
the NWL
what was that
thing?
called?
Yeah, the
MWL. Yeah, that's what it was called.
yeah,
Right? What was it?
NWL. It was NWL.
NWL. Yeah. He was intense. I was like, bitch, you ain't that. Look, you can play fight and fucking do a suplex. I'll punch you right in your fucking throat.
But he knows where the weights are. That's for sure. He hadn't stopped doing that. Taking those, you know, it's protein shakes.
Taking those fun pills. All right,
Rice,
get to this action.
Chicken breasts, protein shakes.
All the time. So in this matchup, Kevin Knight versus Darby Allin, we get a good contest. I think the moment of the night, though, tell me if you agree, is Darby on the announcer's table, and we get like a half clothesline, half elbow from Kevin Knight from the outside to the table. That was intense.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. So Darby Allin, he comes back because Kevin Knight injures his knee, essentially trying to do every move he can on Darby, and Darby just doesn't die, right? And then Darby hits 2 coffin drops and wins. This was a physical matchup. As soon as the matchup is over, something happens, but then I want to get to this part first. Then Okada comes out, and Okada's like, next week, me and you. And Darby Allin's like, you're on. Okay. But then we also find out that Saturday at Fairway to Hell, Pac, who earlier said, I'm 2-1 on you, Darby, I should deserve a title shot, we're doing that too. Darby doesn't wrestle like The Miz. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to kill this poor bastard?
I mean, maybe we're getting them all in while he's got the belt. You know what I mean?
But, like, we can give him a second here.
Yeah, it's not how he rolls, man.
I know.
If you don't do this, he's going to be in the back trying to pull off some fucking skateboarding stunt. He's going to break his fucking wrist.
That's
might
true.
As well.
Yeah, you're like, hey, let's at least make
it's
money.
It's the running back theory. They're gonna hit the cliff. They're gonna break something in training. You might fucking don't keep them fresh. You run them.
I mean, that does make sense, right? Because would you rather him go through the catering table and snap his wrist, or get some TV out of
or
it?
Have
and
cameras rolling, right?
Exactly,
right.
Okada. Okay, I get it, but also, man, it also kind of feels like we're being a little reckless, right? You know what I mean?
But I'm like, how many matches do you have to tell me that I know the outcome of? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree. Because there needs to be some buildup. Because the story is he's going to have all these defenses, and then someone is going to beat him, right?
Yeah.
But we know it's not going to be Saturday.
I have no belief that Pac's going to win. I have no belief that. I mean, Okada, okay, but like
Okada.
You also right before this told me another story that we have to tell, so I don't think he's going to win.
Okada, and I apologize. I think I missed this. Okada earlier in the night was with the Don Callis family, and Don Callis was talking about how Okada's going to become champion. And then Takesha's like, he doesn't need to be worrying about that. He needs to be worrying about me. And Don Callis is going, hey, you kind of sound like Kenny Omega. Like, what the fuck? Just focus on what we're talking about. And then he goes, Okada is going to be champion. And then Andrade goes, but how do you know?
How do you know? Yeah.
How do you know?
How do you know?
And he walks off. And then Don Callis is like, I know because I'm Don Callis, motherfucker. You know, like, I'm the shit. So I think because of that, next Wednesday, I think Takeshita
going to interrupt.
Yeah, and
he's going to cost Okada. That's going to send them crazy. Like, what the fuck? And then Takeshi's going to be like, fuck you. And maybe we also get Andrade out at that same time. He's like, how you know? And they get pissed off at him. And, you know,
Oh, yeah, perfect, Tim. Perfect. This is what they could easily do. So Okada versus Darby. Okada is about to do something. Takeshita grabs his foot or, does something, right?
Yeah.
Okada is pissed. We kicked the show off with that because that's, we kind of know, right? Okada's pissed backstage and he's looking for Takeshita and he's like, what the fuck, Andrade? Have you seen him? Like, did you know? And he's like, how do you know?
Yeah.
You fucking knew. Why didn't you tell me? How do you know? And he's like, motherfucker, and he pushes him, and then that's. I think we should make
it to my wife today, and she didn't even watch AEW. I can confirm it pisses people off.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up.
I think we should make it a triple threat. I think you should add Andrade to that fucking match. And there you go.
I like that Andrade is taking a new thing of like, all right, you guys like this? I'm going to keep trying it, right? He's like, you like the girls? I'll do the girls. And then he's like, oh, you guys like how you know? I'm like, how you know?
Yeah, listen to the crowd. Give us what we want. I love it.
Something's going to stick. Yeah,
yeah, he's doing a lot better. But again, before Okada comes out and after Darby beats Kevin Knight, we get a development in our main story in AEW. So Darby is celebrating his victory and MJF walks out. And MJF's like, give me my fucking title match. And Darby's like, put something up. And he's like, oh, my watch. Darby says, fuck you.
Fuck your watch.
And then MJF goes, my Dynamite diamond ring. And he goes, fuck that. And he goes, all right, well, everyone loves money. How about $1 million? Darby's like, money ain't my thing.
Yeah, I don't care.
And so then MJF goes, well, what the fuck is it that you want? Again, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And I do like how Darby was like, something you flew 15 hours to Turkey for, to fucking sell your head on your, sell it on your skull.
Shit I've ever met, Like, yeah.
And he's like, so it's your hair. I'm talking about your fucking hair. And then he says, next week.
I love that MJF kept being like, be reasonable.
Yeah, hey, calm down, right? Well, but here's the interesting thing about that. So then Darby says, next week, contract signing. You show up, you sign it, we're on. If you don't, you never get to challenge me for the championship. And MJF's answer is
leave.
Drops the microphone. He doesn't even fucking say yes or no. So what do you think of this before I give my opinion? What do you think of all of this?
So the stipulation, like you're saying, he could not show up and just say, I'm not risking it. Now we know he wouldn't risk that. I don't think we'd do that. Mm-mm. And he can win this match. So, like, he doesn't have to get his head shaved. It just has to be on the line. Do I think MJF is the type of guy to have flown to Turkey to have this surgery just so he could set up this stipulation to get his head shaved? Yes, I believe that. So who knows? He could fucking lose this match, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, it's really interesting to me.
It could be for a movie role, right? He has to shave his head because he's going to be in Santa Claus 8 or whatever.
We could go. We could go either way with this, right? We could get that wild card if he just can't bring himself to do that, but I don't think so. Man, he's gone crazy over that belt before, that he would put this on the line and just come up with a way where he doesn't have to lose this match.
I think.
Now, could Hangman prevent him from getting there to sign that contract next week?
No, I think Hangman's still hanging out. But I will say
what I mean? But he's on his way to all sign it, and then suddenly MJF disappeared like Shaq. And we don't know where he is.
Yeah, where has Shaq been? Have you seen Shaq?
Anytime somebody else disappears, they need to be immediately replaced with Shaq. You know what I mean? Like, if they go behind a thing and they disappear, Shaq back in there, he's like, God, I've been in here this whole time. Thank you.
What the fuck? So where's Cody? Like, nah, we don't talk about him.
Yeah, no, yeah. Cody and Jade still all right? Like, listen.
Here's my thoughts. So one thing I will say, AEW is already running with the MJF is going to be bald. So I think this is going to be the stipulation. I don't think we're going to get around that.
Yeah, right.
I'll say this. I was a little underwhelmed. Yeah. A hair versus title match to me doesn't feel main event of a pay-per-view. Well, it feels main event for a Dynamite.
Well, and also, it's not bald, right? Shaved head is not bald in that way, right? Like, we didn't look at Travis Kelce when he was coming up over the years as being a bald guy because he shaved his head, right? Like, you get what I mean? Like, that's a hairstyle choice that people make. And so, it's not, it's weird to me. Like, I get if you had long flowing hair and that's what you're known for, right? Like, some guy, back in the 80s, it tracked more. These guys had the fucking flowing locks, right? And that was part of who they were. And again, the hair MJF has on his head would take off 3 months to grow back tops. What are we talking about? It's not that big of a hit.
And also, so here's it was underwhelming because I was wanting something more higher stakes. Again, maybe I was wishful thinking, and that's my own fault because you fantasy book. Because one thing I very dislike is when anyone fantasy books something and then it doesn't happen the way you want. You're like, it sucks. Well, no, you're fucking dumb for doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say it's a little underwhelming. The other thing, and AEW does have a problem with this. We joke around of the Excel spreadsheet, right? I don't know if it's even that's how they do the shows or not. Mm-hmm. But we're copying and pasting bald a lot.
Yeah, we are
right?
doing the bald thing a lot. Yes.
But who the fuck cares? Like, it's not that This isn't. Because you know what this screams to me with the saying Ricochet's bald and we chant that, and now doing the MJF, you're going to be bald. You know what that screams to me? MAGA Mania. That's the shit they do over with Cody and Otis or some bullshit. Like, like, I don't fucking know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, remember he won the Money in the Bank? That was the thing in time that happened. He won the Money in the Bank. Anyhow.
Oh, that one where they did it on the building?
Yeah, because it was COVID. Remember that? But like,
no, I think I stopped watching like around then. I didn't watch since then.
But anyhow, that's kind of what they do over there. Like, it doesn't. I don't. Yeah. I'll say that it's not bad, right? It does say like now each person has a stipulation. So what will happen? I give you that. I'm not saying like, so there is intrigue as what will be the end result.
Here's what else we could do is he could come back and say, okay. You said hair, but what if we did this instead? Right? Like, so they can still pull a swerve on
something, but
into something else.
I don't know. I think this is what it's going to be.
I mean, again, he didn't have long hair. Like, you shave his head, like,
but
he grow back in a real fast time. It's not.
But
go buy more plugs. Like, isn't
yeah. But I will say it is. I mean, logically, it does kind of make sense in the way that Darby said, "You're a vain piece of shit. You went to Turkey for all this hair. I'm going to take it. You
spent $15,000 on it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, right? But
I'm
then he's like, I just offered you $1 million. You're going to look at him for $15,000.
So we'll see what happens. As mentioned,
I got to take a new trip to Dubai. Like, whatever.
And then, as mentioned, then we get Okada, and then we get Okada versus Darby next week. Then Will Ospreay's not done. We still hear from Will Ospreay. So we go backstage, and Renee is talking to Ospreay and the doctor. And brother, you're a doctor. I do. Oh, maybe I'm too hard. He goes, whatever you were doing is working. Like, we're going to clear you. And then I will say, Renee goes, so what's your relationship with the Death Riders? Yeah. And then again.
How you enjoying wrestling around with no shirt on with my husband?
Yeah.
In a fucking janitor's closet. Sorry.
No. But the
That's
thing
the
I'll
question
say again,
she should have been asking. This is real journalism.
Yeah. But the thing I'll say again is, like, remember your history, because it matters. Because we get Ospreay being like, hey, I really appreciate the Death Riders and everything. Motherfucker, they tried to kill you. Did you forget that?
Apparently we did, because now we're like, yeah, I don't know, man. It is a little odd that they're kind of glossing over how we got here.
It feels so awkward to me. And maybe this is just my own gripe because I thought it was so cool.
Maybe that's where Samoa Joe can be like, dude, did you forget why you're even, what?
Well,
I'm trying to kill you, man.
It kind of feels like we forgot that whole end of the pay-per-view. Because as mentioned, the Young Bucks are keeping Kenny Omega away. And then that just becomes we both don't like Don Callis. And so we just fluff that off. And then we get Will Ospreay, broken neck, almost murdered. And now, I guess because they make me do sit-ups, I like them. What the fuck?
They do sit-ups on my neck.
Yeah.
They did to me last week.
Yeah. You remember when Claudio took his shirt off? Oh, I do, you know.
At least it wasn't Claudio squats.
Yeah. But then, so he says, whatever. He's basically like, I'm no Death Rider. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, cool. Then we get to some
Theo
in-ring
in the
action.
chat says, I am enjoying AE Wrap-Up with Tim and Tom. Thanks.
I mean, duh. I enjoy the sun providing life. Yeah. All of these things are true.
I love how we took two different angles of that. I was like, thanks. And you were like, duh.
Yeah. Fucking, of course. God damn it. All right, we get into some in-ring action, and we got to dust off the old AR Fox, right? Like an old Nintendo cartridge, blow on it and throw it in there, and there he goes running.
Years old and still flipping in the.
Hey there, fellas.
12 abs.
Yeah.
They just cryogenically freeze him until they need him next time.
Maybe. But he takes on old
it's like the
shoeless Mike
boogeyman.
Bailey.
The guy's got more abs than I've ever had in my life of all times. Come on.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm still athletic. That's the other thing, too, is because AR Fox is like, yeah, you want me to do the triple flip thing? I can still do that. Meanwhile, Osprey's like, I can't do shit. And he's like, well, I can.
I need somebody to do sit-ups on my neck.
I need sit-ups to help my neck. So we get Speedball versus AR Fox. Speedball wins. Not a lot to talk about there, but good to see both guys in action. There we are. We keep it moving, Tim, and I want your opinion on this. So we get Willow Nightingale, and she's saying, hey, she's going to defend the legacy of TBS every single week. And she keeps on beating all these people who keep coming back. Anna Jay, the girl that's doing American Gladiators, Queen Aminata, all of them, right? Who do you think this leads to?
Is it Mercedes again?
Oh, that's where you went? That's a good idea.
Back.
That's a good idea.
What are you thinking? Oh, you think we're
getting it's old Britt Baker.
I'm gonna pull a Tom and see if I can't bring her back next week. I don't think she's coming back. I don't think we're getting her.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be at the pay-per-view. I think it'll be the pay-per-view. I could easily see next week. Okay, when is the pay-per-view? Is it next week? Is it next weekend?
No, it's not next week.
Not?
Oh, like next week. Yeah, it's not this weekend, or else you would have been wearing a Jeff Jarrett shirt.
Fuck off. Yeah, the event. Hold on, let me just check this. Yeah, it's May 24th. So we still got 2 weeks. Okay.
Okay.
So I could easily see this next week. Willow beats Ty Mello, as we mentioned, right? Oh wow. Then the next week before the pay-per-view, she beats Serena Deeb. Oh wow, Serena Deeb. And then she says at the pay-per-view, it's New York. This is come on, let's bring it. Who you got?
Open challenge.
The doctor will see you now. And then Britt Baker comes out.
Not Tony Storm.
God, no, that would be the best. Don't you already miss Tony Storm?
I do already miss Tony Storm. I need Tony Storm in my life.
Here's what I'll say. I don't know anything. All I know is I did read that Tony Khan said he will not.
You don't
but
know
like
anything.
no shit. But Tony Khan admitted that, or not admitted, but stated he will not talk about the health of Tony Storm. So we don't know if she's hurt or whatever. But here's my thing. I bet she can travel and talk. We're not getting her on commentary.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll take a fucking vignettes.
Yeah. Just have.
Where in the world is Tony Storm? And do like the Carmen Sandiego gimmick and just have her. Somebody's on the hunt for her. But we
RJ
see her a step ahead. Yeah, RJ. Son of a bitch. Hold on now. Tony Storm being a step ahead of RJ City, traveling around. So every time he gets on site, she was already there last week. And he's, you know what I mean? Like, and you know what I mean? He gets clues that they're in the next town. Like,
and then a couple different times.
Storm?
Yeah, and then a couple times you get like them actually seeing each other, but one's leaving, one's going. You know, it's like one of those things.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
like, it's always the train. Yeah,
she's like, takes off. You know. Yeah,
she just does a tip of the hat and she's gone. Sometimes he grabs like, I caught you, and it's some dude in a coat.
It's Mina. No, it's Mina. She's like, why the fuck are you grabbing me? You know?
It's got to be Sting. Every time he turns somebody around, it's Sting. Try again, RJ.
Actually, that would be hilarious. Is when you do get the payoff of he finally catches her, it's someone in a Sting mask, and he's like, "Oh, we're doing Sting in a Sting mask, fucking cool." And he like takes off the mask, but then it's Tony Storm.
Tony Storm.
Yeah, but she has the Sting makeup on.
Yeah. You do a Sting mask and a Sting mask, and he's like, "Oh, I get it." And then she rips it off, and it's Tony Storm in Sting paint. Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be great. But yeah, I mean, come on. We can't get her to like, she's so good.
I know,
man.
I know.
And here's the thing. Let's hypothetically say she can't travel because, again, rumor is, and I don't believe rumors, but what I've seen is she may be pregnant. Whatever, right?
You can't do a news segment from her house. Like, we can't.
That's what, you can't do tea time with RJ City and they just have tea and talk shit on all the other women. I know who beat me up. Whoa, and that's fucking there. Okay, right. So here's your two ideas. You do Carmen Sandiego, try to catch Tony Storm, RJ City, right? Or you do the old 1950 style Barbara Walters kind of like interviews with RJ City and Tony Storm, where Tony Storm is piecing together who took her out, right? She doesn't know who took her out, but she does know when she woke up, this was here, that person was there, and all this stuff. And each week, 5 to 10 minutes, RJ is talking to Tony Storm. It's going to be fucking gold.
She could just be sending him out to gather the evidence, right? Like, and then he's reporting back to her at home base. Like, do all kinds of stuff.
So anyhow, I think it's going to be,
by the way.
Oh my God.
I don't know what this is.
Time.
Like, why?
Stop using him just on the pre-show.
Yeah, he should be involved more somehow, some way.
I kind of, we like to only watch what's on TV and talk about what's on TV. And that is 1000% true and accurate. There is just a little bit of me. I'd pay a lot of money too, to just go backstage and be like, Tony Khan, tell me why I don't get more time from guys like RJ City, Stokely Hathaway, Dalton Castle, Eddie Kingston on Dynamite, but I am getting Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Brian Keith, Big Bill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I know I just threw a Big Bill, but that's just because I thought of Brian Keith. But like, or the conglomeration. I don't need to see the conglomeration again. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. You guys go to ROH. That's where you go. We're switching you in for the Outrunners.
Brutally honest in that, like, anything the conglomeration has ever done as the conglomeration, I don't remember it, and it could disappear from the history, and I'm fine.
And hot take, you want my hot take of the week? Here it is. You're hindering Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is being pulled down into the conglomeration vortex. He is bigger and better than this. He needs to be back doing the fun, cool shit with the top talent. You know what I mean? That shit he was doing with, Jon Moxley, and like, have him challenge Darby Allin. That's would be fucking cool. Who is the heart and soul of AEW? Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy?
That matchup would be interesting.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, is who is the real, heartbeat of this fucking company? Because that's who, I mean, if you think AEW, those are your like number 1 and 2 distinct characters, Yeah. Because I love Hangman, but Hangman's a cowboy. How many times have we seen a cowboy? You know what I mean? Like, so anyhow.
He's not even he's not even a cowboy. Like he's
yeah. He just likes country music. Okay. Let's talk about in-ring action. Jamie Hayter. Oh, Tim, hold on. Let me see. It's not technically before. We get 2 matches after this. So
you know what?
It's time for the women.
Hey, there it is. We get Jamie Hayter versus Sky Blue. And this was a fun match. I liked how it ended. The clothesline off the second rope. Super cool.
Lariato.
The afterwards, though, is clunky. I don't know what the fuck we did. Tekla and Julia Hart come down. Jamie Hayter's like, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to clothesline your friend again. Whop.
Yeah.
And they just go, oh.
Yeah, you.
And then she just leaves and just talks shit. And she's like, you guys fucking suck. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that crew. Tekla's got some juice there, like you said, if we make her crazy. But the spooky stuff it's not hitting with me. I don't know.
I do feel, I will give them credit. It does feel like they know that. It does feel like they are moving a little bit away from the
Yeah.
spiders and all that
Right.
shit. Like,
Black lights and the
yeah,
right.
it feels like they are going a little bit more into Tekla saying, I said dumb bitches and magically you appeared, like that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
if they were just shit starters and you
Yeah,
know what I
just
mean,
mean
punks
fucking
and
girls.
yeah, right. Exactly.
Because I do think Tekla, I don't know about the other two, to be completely transparent, but I do think Tekla can do the Riot Squad. Remember them in WWE? Where
Yeah.
they just caused a fucking thing.
Right.
She could do that better than them. So if you wanted to run that similar kind of thing with those three, I think it would
Right.
be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jamie, we need someone to challenge Tekla too, because we already did Jamie Hayter. We did old Windsor, Alex Windsor.
We can
You
get
know
Mercedes
that.
Monet to come back and then fucking
That's where I think she's gonna go. Yeah, that's where it's but I would do, because I thought it was a great matchup and I want some hard hitting female action. I'd make it Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata
yeah.
is about that fucking
she's a
life.
fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to fuck you up, and I kind of like
Yes.
that.
I
Yeah,
know, me too.
yeah, Queen Aminata rules. Okay, then we get a quick match from Roosh. He's over. Everyone loves cheering him.
He
He looks
is
like
over,
a
but
bull.
like I guess why? Like I mean, he's cool looking and he's fun. Like I get that. I'm not saying like why, but like what? Just
What changed? That's my thing. Is what changed? When did we go from like, oh, he's Roosh to like, oh, he's Roosh? Because like,
yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden it was like yeah,
Yeah.
like all right, well, fine.
but I would
He's there.
say he's cooler when he's with his group. When you get Sammy and you get
Yeah,
Beast Mordos and you get isn't there another guy on there?
yeah. Who was it? It was it's not Serpentico, right? Who was it?
Oh, that's her. I can't remember. But yeah, it's those guys. I'll look it up while you're talking. Buy me some time here. Yes,
Fourth
there was a
person in
fourth.
there, a wrestler even. I can't remember who
Yes.
it was.
Yes.
Because yeah, you shit talked them a little up at
Mm-hmm.
the meet or yeah, whatever that little panel thing that they had going right in the pictures.
Yeah.
You said you were wearing the wrong shirt because you were wearing the Eddie Kingston shirt.
No, that was Sammy. Sammy was like, "Oh, you're wearing the wrong
Yeah.
shirt," because I was wearing Eddie Kingston. I said, "The fuck
yeah,
I
but
am."
they were there. That group was
Yeah.
there that day. Who else?
Oh, it's this guy.
was with them?
Whoever that guy is.
Yeah,
Remember him?
Oh,
Dralistico.
Dralistico. That's right.
Ah, there it is.
That's right.
Dralistico.
That was close. Serpentico,
Yeah.
Dralistico.
Yeah, you were
close.
Yeah. But Roosh needs
Both
to
wear
bring
a
those
mask.
guys. Yeah. Y'all wear a mask. I don't know what the hell you are. Old man.
Y'all look
Your
the same
mind
to me.
did.
No, all right, hold on. That's not-
But anyhow, Roosh needs to bring those motherfuckers with him and be like, "What's up? We all look crazy, don't we? We're gonna fuck some people up."
out of all those guys in that team, Sammy Guevara's not wearing the mask. What the fuck? Kind of dumb decision making is that?
Punchable face.
You
Motherfucker.
one wearing the mask.
Yeah. So yeah, Roosh wins. You mess with the bull, you get the horns, and then we get the Jungle Jack Perry trip around the country, and all for him to climb a mountain
With a
and
knife.
say, "Fuck you." That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna climb this mountain.
This is just.
Fuck you."
This is another one where I feel like they're just like, yeah, man, everybody loves the Jack Perry. Roll him out there, and that's all we're doing.
Well, speaking of just rolling them out there, our main event was just a party match. This was essentially a glorified house show main event, because we get the Young Bucks, we get the Bang Bang Gang taking on the Death Riders and the Dogs. And Tim, I want to stop real quick right here for any New Japan, historians or fans or whatever you want to say. Tell me why the Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang aren't the same thing. They're the Bullet Club. There's Bullet Club Bang Bang Gang and Bullet Club War Dogs.
I saw somewhere that it said like 10 out of the 13 people in this main event are Bullet Club fucking alma mater. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, anyhow, that was my question. The other thing I have, Tim, this is a question for you, because we are obviously the judges of what is cool and what is not.
Yeah. Look,
You can obviously tell.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are the Death Riders doing? I think Claudio has too much fucking influence over this group. So before they even get to the ring, they do their little, we're jumping in a circle together. Okay, I'll give you that. Whatever, right? Yeah. But then,
I won't give you that. You gotta stop
well,
doing that. Whatever that is.
I don't know. But then as the Young Bucks and the Guns and Ace Austin are walking down, you see the Death Riders like doing push-ups and shit. And it's like, stop being weird.
Stop being weird. So listen, if we were doing anything, pick up football, right? Or whatever, we had to huddle up. I was like, all right, guys, now let's start spinning. Some folks I know would just leave. They would just be like, you know what, I'm not hanging out with you. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this.
Well, if you do it once, it's like a haha, fuck you, right? Like when the Chiefs did it to the Raiders as like a go fuck yourself. We're gonna score a touchdown on this.
Yeah.
Right. But when it's like that's our thing.
This is our ethos. This is how we live. This is what makes us different than them. Like, yeah, no, I agree. You're different.
Yeah. Well, and also the like push-ups ringside right before your match. You know what that screams to me? David Goggins, Joe Rogan, hustle bro culture. Like that shit's stupid.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley isn't stupid. Like Claudio, I don't think is stupid. Garcia isn't stupid. We all know Yuta is, but like, so stop doing that shit, you know?
Yuta.
Fuck Yuta, you know? Fuck Yuta. Always. I hope that motherfucker becomes a champion and comes to fucking Kansas City, and I will still say Yuta sucks.
You know, like 5 years down the road, he's the world champion. He's swole. He's big. Everybody loves him. He's on fucking
Yuta
Conan.
sucks.
Yuta sucks.
Yuta sucks.
He sucks.
You're the fucking worst. And he's like, it never leaves.
He could be the best. He could be the most philanthropic. He could be like
$1
earned $1 billion and gave it all to charity, ended world hunger, and would be like, Yuta sucks.
God, you took that money? He fucking sucks.
I'd rather people starve.
Yeah. Fucking die of hunger before you take food from that asshole.
From Yuta? He's going to keep doing it if you can.
Anyhow, so this matchup, like I said, it's a boom, 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 super kick, 310 to Yuma's, boom, 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 boom. Ends with Ace Austin hitting his finisher and pinning Yuta, because again, Yuta sucks.
Yuta sucks.
And there you go. Juice Robinson comes out to celebrate. We get bang bangs and gang bangs and young bucks and buckaroos and all the shit in the night. Everyone drive home safe and be happy.
All friends wrestling.
All friends wrestling there at the end. And I get it. Kind of like what we've talked about. When you are there, that is fun, right? Like the doom, 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 doom. And that Colorado one that they did against the Demand, the Young Bucks. Remember when the vacuum cleaner got used and shit? Yeah. That shit was fucking fun. That's like the A+ of the party match. This was like a C. This felt like a, hey, let's just give him a super kick. Leave them home, go home with the hat with a smile on their face, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
You know, to end a long night. That crowd had been through a lot.
And 3 hours is too long. And here's the thing. Hear me out. If you're an AEW fan and you're one of those ones who gets super sensitive that people have a criticism that the pay-per-views are too long, here is what I would say in response to that. Go fuck yourself. It's fucking too long. Nothing should be longer. Yeah, nothing should be longer than Godfather 2. That's your max.
You people suck!
You know? Like, Martin Scorsese is the barometer. If you go past the Scorsese, you've done too much. You keep it inside of Scorsese and you're fucking fine. But like, I just hope anyone who made this decision gets athlete's foot in their asshole.
You know,
couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. All right, Tom. This was a great week. You know, it was yesterday, right? So it was in the past, but I like to go a little bit further.
Back in time.
Sometimes and have some, introspection, right? Look back on things and see where we've been, right? You ready to do that? You ready to enjoy a little trip
Back in time.
with me there? All right, let's see what happened. Oh, 5 years ago, man. It's May 12th, 2021. Dynamite was at Daly's Place in Jacksonville. A massive World Championship Eliminator match to determine who would face Kenny Omega for the world title at Double or Nothing. Pac was one of the competitors in this high-stakes contest. And late in the match, Don Callis grabbed a microphone to distract Aubrey Edwards. This allowed Kenny Omega to sneak into the ring, strike Pac in the head with his heavyweight championship belt, and this attack left both competitors down on the canvas, and neither man could answer the referee's 10 count, resulting in a double knockout. And since Pac was one of the men incapacitated in the ring, who was his opponent, who he fought to a draw, which ultimately forced a triple threat at Double or Nothing? Yeah, I knew you would get this one. It's Orange Cassidy, right? So you remember Cassidy. Kenny Omega and Don Callis thought they would have no competitor at Double or Nothing. And then, I don't think it was Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone said, you just got the word. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That match was really good, too. Orange Cassidy, Pac, and Kenny Omega. That was, I think, the pay-per-view that also had Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley versus the Young Bucks, and then Brian Cage versus Hangman. Because I think Brian Cage and Hangman kicked off the show because it was like the first time in front of a crowd after COVID.
Brian Cage. Forgot about him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
And you know what? Going back to the rosters bloated and all that, Tony Khan's got some interesting decisions because I've read through AEW sources that like some of those fringe guys' contracts are up, like a Lance Archer. What do you do with a Lance Archer? You bring him back?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like, again, all he has served as is guy walking around with the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm. Remember how sensitive he got when that one guy said he was taller than him? He's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yeah, the fuck I am.
And he absolutely was. Yeah. Then he tried to even
no, you're fucking, it's okay, man. You're not the tallest man in the world.
It's okay, man. It's really like a dozen guys in this arena taller than you, if not more. It's all right, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you're really tall. You're still really tall. You're so way taller than average. I wonder where those folks are. Those folks were nice.
We saw them in St. Louis when we went to Wrestle Dream. Yeah, they were really great. Yeah, good people. Hopefully they're watching.
All right. So we had a good trip. That was fun seeing what happened there. And we encourage all of you to go to allelitewrapup.com. All the links are there, the donate links. You know what I mean? You can check out the podcast links, all of that kind of stuff. You can email us, aewrapup@gmail.com. We will play it here or read it here, whatever the case may be. And I don't have anything else. Do you, Tom?
No.
No? All right.
I will see you next week, dumbass.